Okay, today we're going to be making mead, and we're going to walk through our equipment before we start our process. So on this side, we have our bucket for sanitizing. We have our sanitizer solution that you will mix according to the directions. This particular brand is edible so that you don't have to rinse it off. We're going to use a sprayer to help sanitize some of our equipment. Towels for cleanup. We have an airlock, pencil for making notes, hydrometer, whisk for stirring, spoons for measuring, nutrient, and yeast.
Okay, class, we have our cooking pot for the mixture. We have our honey. We have our distilled water or filtered water. And then we have our 6-gallon bucket for the mixture.
So the first step in our process will be sanitizing our equipment. This is a step you can't skip.
Okay, so now I'm going to sterilize the pot. Okay, and next, the bucket. And the last is the lid. Make sure it's well sanitized.
On this side, we have our bucket with a solution in it. It is the same sanitizing solution, and we are just going to put any extra equipment that might need sanitizing inside of that. So anything that's going to come in contact with our mead solution needs to go into the sanitizer.
Okay, first we have to pour in our gallon of water.
And then goes our honey. And more honey. The ratio that we're using is a 1 part honey to 2 parts water mixture. We're still stirring our mixture to make sure the crystals have dissolved. And while that's happening, we're going to remove our equipment from the bucket that we've sanitized so it can dry out before we use it in a few minutes. Okay. Next, we're going to take a reading on our specific gravity. And we're just going to use the container that the hydrometer came in to hold our solution. And it still has a little bit of foam from the sanitizer in it, and it's going to be okay because this is the kind that you can eat. And so what we're going to do, my hands are sanitized. I'm going to dip in and get some of the solution. We're going to take our hydrometer and put it in. And what we need to do is turn it around and read the level at which the hydrometer is floating. So at this point, it looks like it is about 1.4. Because our equipment was sanitized, we can pour this right back into our solution. Take a quick note on what our reading was. All right, so now we're going to add our nutrient that feeds the yeast and helps the fermentation process. And for this particular, you would follow the directions, and it says 5 teaspoons per 5 gallons, which is about what we have here in our bucket. So
next, we're going to open up our packet of yeast and pour the whole packet in there.
once we've got that, that's all of our ingredients. We're going to put the lid that has been sanitized on the bucket. Once our fermentation process has started, it's going to start releasing CO2 gases, and it's really critical that we have our airlock. So the way that you use the airlock is that you need to fill the airlock with water, put the lid back on, and you put it back into the specially designed lid.
Okay, the whole idea for the airlock is to prevent fruit flies and then also dust from getting into our meat.
It's also important for the airlock to let the CO2 gases escape, and once the fermentation starts, you'll see the bubbles rising through this. There are holes in the top of the lid so that those gases can escape, and the water inside prevents things from getting back into and keeping our system a closed system.
Okay friends, now this is how to start our meat.
There are several more steps that we are not including in this video that include monitoring the fermentation process and racking to get a clear, pure product. We will have to wait several more months for the product to be ready to consume, but this is how we get started.
And now we know how to start our meat. Thank you.